I submit that reasoning God's will in error has resulted in the church functioning in ways that have been adopted as God's will, but in actuality it is not.
Amen. Right.
It made us feel good.
Yeah.
So this got to be God.
Uh-huh.
Come on, somebody.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
We felt like it was going to make us look good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got to be God.
Yeah.
No, 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 no. That comes from underdeveloped thinking. That comes from underdeveloped reasoning. That comes from not doing what 1 John 4 said. Trying the Spirit by the Spirit to see whether they are of God.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
That's our solution.
Yes.
How much has come down the pike in the church that anybody has tried the Spirit by the Spirit? I didn't say you didn't pray over it. I'm saying, did you try the Spirit? It's one thing to pray, seek God. It's another thing when you get on your knees and you already got your mind made up what you're going to do.
All right.
Amen.
Amen.
Oh, I'm passionate about this point. I'm passionate about this point because the church has got to get out of error.
Yeah.
We are paying a penalty for being out of the will of God and thinking we in God's will.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, whoa. The church is suffering. Listen to this. The church is suffering in areas that it should not be suffering because it's not operating in God's will. It's operating in error. We're sitting around here begging folks for money. The richest place on earth ought not be Fort Knox. It ought to be the church.
Yes.
Come on now. The place where God's Spirit dwells. God said he would supply all our needs according to his riches and glory. And the last time I looked, there wasn't nothing richer than God.
That's right.
So why are we suffering in lack? Why are we selling chicken plates to pay our light bill?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Come on up in here, somebody.
Yes.
There is something wrong here. This is not God.
Amen.
Amen.
And I won't take it back.
All right. All right.
We browbeating the people.
That's the truth.
We condemning the folks if they don't give.
Right.
There is a principle involved. We're outside the principle of God, so we can't get the promise of God. And nobody is asking God. We just doing stuff and hoping God's gonna be okay with it.
Yes.
Come on up in here, somebody.
Yes.
All righty. I keep feeling that I won't take it back. I will not take it back. In human terms, the opposite of truth is lying. But from a kingdom perspective, the opposite of truth is error. Come on up in here, somebody. The spirit of error's assignment, please hear this. The spirit of error's assignment is to lead astray from the safety of truth and the safety of virtue into delusions, deceptions, and seductions. Say the church ain't there.
All right.
True.
All right.
Church has been deceived.
Yes. Yes.
Church is under some delusions. The church has been seduced
Yes.
by some spirits that weren't God.
Right.
We're going through the aftermath of that.
All right.
Come on, somebody.
Okay.
I challenge you to go to 1 John 4. The very first verse said, beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, by the spirits,
Yes.
to see whether they of God. I feel like challenging you.
All right.
If you're listening to this, challenge the spirit by the spirit.
Yeah.
All right.
See if what I'm saying is not God.
Right.
Amen.
If it's not God, reject it.
Yeah.
All right.
But if it is God, then you're in a dilemma.
Amen.
You got to figure out what we're going to do.
All right.
Are we going to stay in error? Or are we going to get it right with God?
All right.
All righty. The force of error is driven by human reasoning rather than the Spirit of God. Error took over the first time somebody said, I think we ought to do it this way. I think this is right. That's why we have all these arguments and offenses going on. Because everybody got an opinion.
Yes.
And everybody's opinion want to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? If we're going to go by opinion, then everybody is right to figure that way.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're going to go by what God said, God ought to be the majority.
Yes.
Come on up in here, somebody.
Yes.
The one that stands up and said, this is what God said. This is God's way. And know they have tried the Spirit by the Spirit.
Yes.
That word try means to examine it,
Yes.
to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to take some time. That's more than just saying, well, it feels good to me and I believe it's God. No. That means you done put the word on it. That means the Spirit of God done spoke to you concerning it. Come on up in here, somebody. That means even there was a time when you was out of the will and it pushed you back in the will of God where you could speak what God said. Come on now. We got to get rid of error. Error is tearing us up. Error is tearing the church down. The devil don't care about us being in error. As a matter of fact, he's rejoicing over it. He's getting glory from it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The church has a messed up reputation because we've been functioning in error.
Yes.
Come on up in here, somebody.
Yes.
All righty, we getting ready. We getting ready to go. It causes our behaviors. Listen to what error does. It causes our behaviors to be erratic, confusing, and indecisive. Listen, sometimes we up, sometimes we down. Sometimes we in, sometimes we out. Sometimes we loving God. Sometimes we ain't so sure. And the world looking at that saying, listen, I might well stay where I am if that's how y'all gonna be.
Amen.
I'm in sin every day. I know it. So until I get ready to get myself together, I'm going to just stay out here.
All right.
Come on up in here, somebody. That ain't giving God no glory at all. That's why God going to fix this up. The reason that error is dangerous to us is that, listen to this, it will never try to stop us from hearing the truth, but it will always attempt to seduce us or deceive us in such a way that we will be led away from the truth.
Amen.
I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that. Listen, it will cause us to defend fraud and fight truth. If you don't believe me, let's go back to the scripture. Look at what Eve did. What happened to Eve? Eve heard the truth.
Yeah.
God didn't keep it no secret from her or Adam. He said, you can eat from every tree out here. All of this belongs to you. There's only one tree. I'm telling you, doctor. He said, don't look at it, don't touch it. And it's that tree sitting right there in the middle of the garden. And don't go over there. Eve and Adam, y'all got all of this up. Don't go over there. But time the serpent came,
Yes.
he challenged the truth.
Yes. Yes, he did.
And Eve listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. That's why she eating apples and stuff. She got curious.
Yeah.
Now, what had been protecting her, she's been led away from it. She made an error in her judgment. Oh, my. And poor Adam, here he come. She said, look, this tastes pretty good. I'll eat some. And he did it too. Neither one of them could say that they didn't know what truth was.
Right. That's right.
They've been communicating with truth all the time.
Yes.
Now, all of a sudden, here come God, and you running and hiding. You ain't been scared of him.
That's right.
Come on now.
That's right.
Don't we do that to God?
Yes.
We all up in God's grill when we think we all right. But let us mess up a little bit. We think we can hide now. Oh, come on. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Listen, that's what happened with Sarah and Abraham.
Yeah.
Sarah heard what God said. God told her and he told Abraham, that child, y'all gonna have a child, and Sarah gonna be the mama. It's coming out of her womb. What did Sarah do? Sarah got impatient. Sarah started looking at her age. Sarah started looking at her husband's age. She decided, you know what? I know how God gonna do this. Don't we do that? We start trying to figure some stuff out. Ain't asked God nothing.
Right.
We figure we got that much sense. I know how God gonna work this out. I know exactly what we're gonna do. I got a handmaid. That's my slave. She got to do what I say anyway. Abraham, go do what you got to do. And when she had that baby,
It'd be nice.
that's going to be my baby. Yeah, it didn't quite work out like that, did it?
No, it didn't.
But that was her reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
That's how she figured it was going to work.
Yes.
We can't really cuss Sarah out because we do it too.
Right. Exactly.
Let God speak something today. And 5 days pass and we don't see no sign of it. Only 5 days.
5 days.
5 days.
Just 5 days.
We ready to jump the script. We gonna figure this out. And listen, and we are so sure this is God
Mm-hmm.
until the mess comes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Once Ishmael gets here, now we got to contend with it.
Yeah.
Him and his mom,
That's true.
which was our will.
Yeah.
All righty.